Dear Chosen One, please focus on this message right now. It's the restlessness you've been carrying, the one that keeps pulling at you despite the appearance of calm in your surroundings. Stop resisting and begin to listen. There's only one reason why the enemy is working overtime today. He has observed your actions and is aware of God's recent release as a result. The delay, heaviness, and silence, which felt like abandonment, are all shifting now. However, you must not overlook the following. This does not change as the season changes. It is in a state of flux as a result of a recent action, decision, or action that you may have overlooked, or, worse, dismissed as insignificant. This week, reflect on that moment. It's possible it was diminutive. It is possible that no one witnessed it. It's possible that you didn't notice it, but heaven did, and God responded. This message was not discovered accidentally. The algorithm did not direct you to this location. It was completed by God. This is a divine appointment that was made before the earth existed. You're not scrolling. You are currently at a juncture. Stay until the very last word, as I will demonstrate the precise effects of your most recent spiritual action in the coming minutes. I will present you with the divine verdict, confirming that your miracle has already been approved. Finally, I will present you with the declaration that officially marks the start of this new season. Kindly refrain from clicking. Your future self begs you to stay, as leaving at this time will result in your inability to comprehend the magnitude of the consequences of your actions. I'm aware of the sensations that have persisted for the past 72 hours. The atmosphere has been peculiar. It is not loud or dramatic. Rather, it is a sense of weight, as if something is pressing down on all sides and the source is unknown. It is possible that you have felt a sense of anticipation throughout the day, but have been unable to identify it. Perhaps you awoke at 3 a.m. this week with a start, your heart racing and your mind searching for what was wrong. You found nothing obvious, but the unease persisted. Alternatively, it could have been much lower in volume. It's possible you've been sitting alone this week, feeling the weight of what you've been carrying. You might have wondered whether anyone was paying attention. You have a sense of being suspended, as if you are at a crossroads between the life you have been living and the life you were promised. Throughout that suspension, the enemy has been directly whispering a very specific lie into your thoughts. He is informing you that the reason things are still stalled is because of an error you made. He is replaying a recent event in your mind and labeling it a failure. Perhaps it was when you withdrew instead of pushing. At that point, you chose tranquility over self-assertion. The moment you give up something that a part of you desperately wants to keep. The accuser has used that moment to build a case against you. He is informing you that your actions have caused a setback, disqualified something, and disrupted your own miracle. However, I require that you hear the exact words of the Bible concerning your actions. As Romans chapter 8 verse 28 states, "And all things work together for good to them that love God, to those who are called according to his purpose." Pay attention to the message. Everything, including the moment the enemy is attempting to exploit, rather than just specific items or those you handled flawlessly. God did not evaluate your future negatively as a result of your actions. He noticed your actions and released an upward force. The action you are currently questioning, which the enemy refers to as a mistake, was precisely what prompted God to intervene on your behalf. You didn't cause the miracle to be delayed. You were the catalyst for the miracle. The weight of punishment is not the heaviness you are currently feeling. It's the weight of arrival. It is the sensation of a massive event entering one's life, and requiring a change in the environment to accommodate it. You are no longer waiting. You're receiving. It has not yet been observed with your natural eyes. The action you took, which appeared to be ordinary or even similar to a loss, did not indicate weakness. This was not an error. It was exactly the movement that heaven had anticipated. And God, who is impervious to waste and neglect, saw it, acknowledged it, and responded with a miracle that is still ongoing. You are not facing a setback. You are currently situated in a configuration. And now that you understand this, and the enemy's deception has been exposed at its core, you must receive a message before we can proceed any further. Certain messages aren't just informative. They become operational. If you have recently experienced a profound spiritual awakening, you may be ready to receive the Chosen One's blueprint. This sacred guide reveals the 8 divine patterns that govern your calling, suffering, and destiny. It also includes the complete audiobook, which can be listened to during quiet times with God, prayer, or rest. Furthermore, those who are called to speak His truth will receive Activating Your Prophet Mantle, a powerful bonus ebook designed specifically for those carrying a prophetic assignment. The link is available in the original pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Let us now delve deeper. Because understanding that your actions caused the miracle is only the first step toward a much deeper revelation. It is not simply a case of cause and effect. This is about identifying the fundamental template for your spiritual identity. The next infinitely important aspect to consider is that seemingly simple action reveals information about the immutable core of your identity, a truth woven into the fabric of your being by the Creator Himself. And the reason why that single moment had such enormous gravitational weight in the spirit realm, shaking foundations and opening up previously unknown pathways. This was not just a ripple. Something deeply ingrained within you caused a seismic shift. You did not engage in a momentary lapse of judgment, a fleeting impulse, or a random act. It was neither an unintentional slip in the grand dance of divine orchestration, nor a chaotic swirl of energy. No, your actions were an unadulterated, unfiltered reflection of your character, which was honed and refined in the furnace of your inner world. God meticulously shapes destiny based on character, not circumstance, talent, or even the most fervent desire. Character is the solid foundation, whereas circumstances are the shifting sands of time. Let us reflect on David's timeless story before his legendary confrontation with Goliath. Before the colossal shadow of the giant descended upon the valley, David had encountered the raw, untamed savagery of a lion. Before the lion, he had encountered the brute force of a bear. And long before either of those visible, terrifying encounters, there were years, a silent tapestry of lonely fields, endless nights under the silent stars, and a nameless faithfulness lived out in the shadows. He was a shepherd boy who diligently and faithfully protected the sheep entrusted to his care, even though they did not belong to him. His family had forgotten him, and he went unnoticed by the world. Nobody was observing his solitary vigil. No one was recording his quiet heroism. The actions David took in secret, in the desolate wilderness, to protect those vulnerable sheep from predators, were not insignificant. These were the very actions that shaped his spirit, honed his courage, and fundamentally qualified him for the monumental battle that the entire world would eventually remember and etch into history. God did not promote David because of his youthful bravado or exceptional slingshot skills. His promotion was based on his unwavering pattern of faithfulness, which had been established in the unseen, uncelebrated moments of his life. And your most recent action, the one that may have seemed insignificant in the grand scheme of things, the one that happened in a quiet moment that no one made a fuss about, no one applauded, and no one even noticed with their physical eyes, that, my friend, was your wilderness moment. That was your secret proving ground, bear and lion. It was a declaration whispered to the heavens, a testament to who you truly are. And make it known. Let it resonate in your spirit. It was not overlooked by heaven. Your act of character has been meticulously documented, and the ledger of grace is meticulously kept. However, this is the point at which the journey deepens, reaching the heart of your spiritual self. Because there is a vast, frequently perilous gap between intellectually acknowledging that God saw what you did and truly deeply trusting in the outcome of that action with the revelation of your character. And that gap, that fragile, frequently unacknowledged space between intellectual knowledge and visceral heart-level trust, is exactly where the majority of people stop, where their spiritual progress comes to a halt and their forward momentum falters. They hear the Holy Spirit's thunderous declaration, soft whisper, or confirmation. A palpable stirring in their inner man, a quickening of hope and divine expectation, is the shifting sensation they feel. Tragically, they return home to their familiar landscape, and the worry resurfaces like a heavy, threadbare coat that they forgot to leave at the door of revelation. They carry the profound, life-changing revelation in their head, a brilliant but detached concept, while also dragging the oppressive weight of anxiety in their chest, a suffocating garment of doubt. This insidious practice creates a divided house within you, quietly and subtly, but devastatingly. One aspect of your being, your spirit, which is in harmony with God, is eager to move forward and embrace the new season. Another aspect, the deeply wounded, fear-filled soul, remains rooted, still negotiating with fear, haggling with doubt, and paralyzed by the specter of past disappointments or unknown futures. This spiritual schizophrenia, this internal schism, keeps you in a constant state of inner conflict, preventing you from fully embracing the fullness of what God has prepared. It's like attempting to steer a boat with a single oar, constantly circling the same emotional and spiritual waters. The following events are likely to be unexpected, challenging conventional wisdom. It always does, because divine truth often contradicts human logic. Because the profound but frequently overlooked reality is that trust is not an erratic emotion that fluctuates in response to the changing tides of one's personal circumstances. No, trust is a conscious, steadfast decision that resonates throughout your entire being. It frequently manifests in your body before your mind fully understands or catches up with the implications. The profound, inexplicable peace that allows you to sleep soundly and deeply, despite the fact that every fiber of your being and every logical assessment of your situation suggests that you should not be able to sleep at all, appears to be true. In a chaotic environment, it appears that an inexorable inner calm pervades your very essence, where nothing external has changed and the storm continues to rage, but you remain in place. It appears to be a genuine, heartfelt expression of gratitude that is developing within you prior to the appearance of the anticipated fruit on the branch, even before the smallest tangible evidence of a breakthrough is visible. This is precisely what Scripture means when it says that God's peace is beyond all comprehension, Philippians 4 verse 7. It is not a rational peace given your dire or uncertain circumstances. It is a divine anomaly in the natural realm, a mysterious yet powerful peace that exists in direct defiance of and despite them. And when you consciously choose that peace, when you firmly plant your feet within its sanctuary, even if the ground around you remains uncertain, volatile, and constantly shifting, you are not engaging in wishful thinking or being naive. You are demonstrating remarkable prophetic abilities. You are currently engaged in a spiritual dimension, a realm of divine reality that the enemy cannot access, comprehend, or effectively attack. Your very existence proclaims that the reality of God exceeds all earthly appearances, creating a spiritual force field around your soul. This critical understanding reveals a subtle deception masquerading as virtue, a fact that the majority of people fail to recognize. A counterfeit version of patience is frequently disguised as commendable patience in waiting for God, marked by spiritual discernment and humility. However, its hidden depths conceal a subtle, self-serving waiting on oneself, an insistence on personal certainty prior to true surrender. It is the type of waiting in which the individual secretly waits for an undeniable, billboard-sized sign, irrefutable proof, before fully committing to believing with their entire being. In deceptively spiritualized tones, this counterfeit patience declares, "Oh, I will fully trust when I see the door open wide, unmistakably clear." To pray, "I will finally experience tranquility when the situation is resolved in accordance with my expectations." Alternatively, "I will proceed with certainty once the confirmation is completely, unequivocally clear." Indeed, these sentiments appear humble, wise, and even reminiscent of passages on the pursuit of wisdom. However, if one is brutally honest with themselves, beneath this veneer of spiritual language lies control, cleverly disguised as piety. The ego, or unredeemed soul, is desperately attempting to maintain control and supervision over a divine process and outcome that it was never designed to manage. It is the human endeavor to design God's masterpiece and direct the master potter's hand. It is the desire to take control when the journey calls for an open hand, to define the terms of one's own liberation. This is a subtle form of spiritual micromanagement, not trust. And it is precisely in that quiet, often unnoticed corner of your spirit that you have been waiting subconsciously, or perhaps even consciously, to feel completely certain, absolutely secure, before acting as if it were already done. That is the exact, frequently concealed location where the delay has been residing. Although they may appear intimidating, your external circumstances were not the primary factor. The enemy's overt interference or resistance, while genuine, has not been the only factor. No, the true cause of the lengthy wait has been discovered within your own inner landscape, in the place where you have refrained from performing the full, audacious act of faith, insisting on empirical evidence before daring to declare the invisible manifest. It has been residing in the subtle hesitancy to walk, as if victory is already assured, in order to claim the promise before it fully manifests in your physical reality. Please stay with me, and I encourage you to fully engage with the information that follows. It is more than just insightful. It is the absolute, powerful truth that breaks the cycle and shatters the invisible chains that have held you back. The significant, transformative change that God is currently facilitating in your life does not require you to perform flawlessly or execute spiritual disciplines perfectly. It does not require a novel, more eloquent prayer that you have never recited before, or an unattainable, elevated level of faith that you believe you have yet to achieve. God's request is infinitely more powerful in its purity, despite being significantly simpler. Surrender is necessary. However, we must carefully define the nature of this surrender, as there is a significant difference between the surrender that relinquishes and the surrender that truly releases. This distinction is often misunderstood. Giving up is frequently triggered by feelings of exhaustion, despair, or resignation. It states that this is no longer relevant. I am too tired to fight. A declaration of defeat. However, giving up control is a brave and profound act of love and trust. It begins, "This is of such great importance to me that I put my complete trust in you, as I am aware that your wisdom and power are infinitely greater than my own." Your most recent action exemplified a deeper, active surrender, a release of control which is exactly what it was, whether you intended it or not. Its purpose is to strengthen faith. In that pivotal moment this week, your actions were sacred acts of letting go. You released a large object that you had been clutching with a tight, often subconscious grip. It could have been an insatiable desire for control, an unwavering need to supervise every aspect. It's possible that it was pride, a desperate desire to project a sense of fortitude and power. Perhaps it was a deep desire to be understood by everyone in your vicinity. Or the obstinate desire to always be correct and have the final say. The tenacious attachment to the image, end timeline, and flawless manifestation of how you imagined this divine process to look. And in that powerful act of letting go, of opening your clenched fist and allowing it to fall, you not only released a burden, but also created an enormous, consecrated space within your spirit. God filled the space immediately, completely, and divinely, as He is never wasteful of opportunity and never slow to respond to genuine surrender. The miracle did not begin with the act of letting go, as if it were only a prelude. No, the act of letting go was the most pure and powerful manifestation of a miracle. The act of releasing was the divine trigger, the ultimate demonstration of faith that changed everything, the opening of the floodgates. In a moment, we will reveal what has been hidden in plain sight for a long time. The missing piece of the puzzle that, once revealed, will illuminate your entire journey. Nonetheless, this profound truth about the nature of delay and the influence of character must be absorbed and assimilated into your spirit in order to change your perspective. Because the pattern that has been quietly operating beneath your delays, orchestrating the lengthy waits and frustrating stops, is not what most people initially assume. It is not always due to a lack of faith, though that can play a role. Integrity is extremely important, but it is not always an unresolved sin. Although spiritual warfare is undeniably real, it is not primarily about the enemy possessing legal standing. No, it is a far more subtle, personal, and deeply insidious factor than any of the external or overtly spiritual reasons. The insidious hidden belief, which is deeply ingrained in your subconscious, is a whisper of inadequacy that asserts that you are somehow too much of one thing and not enough of another. Too broken by past wounds to be fully used by a holy God, and too flawed, imperfect, and scarred to be fully trusted with the magnitude of the divine promise He has whispered into your heart. You've convinced yourself that you're not spiritual enough, that your devotional life is inconsistent, and that you can't bear the weight and glory of the blessings that God is actively seeking for you. And that deeply ingrained belief, not the enemy's attacks, not the shadows of your past, not even your admitted mistakes or shortcomings. That belief in its silent, pervasive power has been the invisible ceiling, the self-imposed barrier that has subtly restricted the flow of divine breakthrough into your life, keeping you captive in a space far smaller than your true divine potential. You unknowingly possess the key to a prison cell. The extraordinary story of Gideon, a man discovered in a wine press clandestinely threshing wheat to avoid detection, demonstrates his fear and paralysis in the face of the Midianite enemy. The mighty warrior's heart was racing with fear, and his identity was steeped in inadequacy. In that moment of profound weakness and fear, the angel of the Lord appeared, not with a reprimand, but with a declarative, audacious proclamation. The Lord is with you. Consider the vast difference between Gideon's internal state and God's external declaration. Gideon's first reaction, a visceral reaction from his wounded soul, is an argument, a laundry list of reasons why the promise, the title, and the title of mighty warrior could never apply to him. He meticulously lists all perceived disqualifications. He expresses concern that my family is the most vulnerable in Manasseh, and that I am the least prominent member of my father's household. He is, by all visible human standards, the most unlikely candidate for such a significant task, as well as the absolute wrong choice. Nonetheless, in this critical exchange, God does not attempt to correct Gideon's self-assessment by providing him with a new resume, convincing him of strengths he was unable to recognize, or giving him a motivational speech about his abilities. No, God immediately gives him a new assignment, a clear call to action to correct his self-assessment. He does not waste time saying, "Gideon, you are mistaken about your own strength. You are actually quite robust." Instead, he says, "Go with the strength you possess." This statement is profound and paradigm-shifting. It literally means that your current strength, regardless of any perceived weakness, flaw, fear, or other attribute that you believe disqualifies you from the call, is sufficient to complete the task that God has assigned to you. The goal is not to become self-sufficient. In your current situation, it refers to acknowledging divine sufficiency. God is telling you the same life-changing truth right now, beloved. Not if you envision yourself as stronger after a period of idealized development. Not if you are better prepared as a result of attending another seminar or gaining new knowledge. Not after the next season of significant personal development, the breakthrough you're always hoping for, or the achievement of an elusive next level of healing. No. God's call is for this moment. You are undeniably qualified for the sacred assignment He is actively releasing into your life, despite the visible flaws in your armor, the lingering questions in your mind, and the tender wounds that have not fully healed and may still ache in the strength you possess today. Your flaws are not obstacles. They are simply the raw material from which His perfect strength can be revealed. A demonstration of His mercy. However, please allow me to present you with a challenge that will elicit the deepest parts of your being. Because this is precisely the point at which the message becomes profoundly uncomfortable. The raw truth is revealed once the superficial layers are removed. And it is in that space of discomfort, which is frequently excruciatingly painful but profoundly fertile, that genuine radical transformation truly lives, breathes, and grows. Growth is unusual in the zone of convenience. It thrives on the unexpected, tension, and stretch. You have been carrying a specific, often unnamed grief. A pervasive ache in the back of your mind that you've never fully acknowledged or expressed. It is not always the grief of physical loss, though you may feel that burden as a result of separations or departures. No, this is the deep, enduring sorrow of separation. The quiet spiritual resonance is a deep spiritual resonance that the life you are currently living, with its daily routines and present realities, and the magnificent destined life you intuitively know you were divinely made for, the one etched in the blueprint of your soul, have not yet touched, have not yet fully converged. They are two parallel lines, tantalizingly close, but frustratingly far apart. In contrast, most people unconsciously use one of two primary coping mechanisms rather than acknowledging and experiencing their profoundly personal grief. They either spiritualize the pain by externalizing it as intense warfare, a difficult season of unknown duration, or simply blaming the enemy for every setback. While this is sometimes true in part, it is also frequently a subtle, convenient way of avoiding the far more personal, uncomfortable question at hand. On the other hand, they completely suppress it, burying the ache beneath layers of never-ending activity, remaining perpetually busy, hyper-productive, and constantly focused on the needs and demands of others. This is a clever subconscious strategy to avoid confronting their own unresolved pain, yearning, and unfulfilled spiritual desire. They flee the silence of their own souls, afraid that it will reveal the truth of their hidden sorrow. And now comes the shocking revelation that will shatter your preconceived notions about what has been impeding your breakthrough, one you probably did not expect. The enemy's aggressive resistance is not the primary impediment to achieving full breakthrough and opening the door to your promised land. I declare to you that the enemy has already won this conflict. The cross was the scene of the decisive victory. Although we are all called to repentance and growth, the barrier has not been your occasional inconsistency or persistent sin. It has not been your perceived lack of preparation, as God provides for those He summons. Most importantly, God has not withheld anything from you because it is His nature to generously distribute good gifts. No, the insidious force that has been preventing the door from fully opening, allowing only a glimpse of your destiny rather than full access and occupancy, is your own unprocessed grief over the undeniable cost of this difficult, stretching journey. Paul, you made a subtle, unspoken covenant in the midst of disillusionment and pain, somewhere deep in the tender, wounded places of your spirit, that the path to the fulfillment of God's promises would be decidedly easier, less fraught with struggle, and less fraught with heart-wrenching delays if God truly, wholeheartedly loved you, and His promises were unequivocally real. This agreement was not made consciously or out loud in a moment of rebellion, but rather deep within the tender, wounded places of your spirit. The preparation, refining, and stretching would not have been as painful, isolating, and demanding if the promise had been truly tangible and imminent, you concluded. And that silent accusatory contract with your own pain, that unacknowledged, unreleased agreement, has unintentionally created a profound, heartbreaking fracture between your heart and the very thing you have been fervently asking for, yearning for, and praying for. While silently, subconsciously blaming God for the agonizing, protracted process in the depths of your heart, you have been praying for the promise with your mouth, reciting petitions and declarations. It is a spiritual paradox, a disconnection. And God, the ultimate gentleman, has been patiently waiting with utterly pure love and absolute respect for your free will. He has not withheld the blessing or enjoyed your struggle, but rather desires that you receive the fullness of His promise with a whole, undivided heart, completely healed and integrated, free of subtle resentment and lingering echoes of unacknowledged pain. He waits not to punish but to perfect, ensuring that the item you receive will not break. And when that profound truth is truly grasped, when that enlightening comprehension penetrates the shadows of your previously held beliefs, everything changes. The path ahead becomes miraculously clear, and the landscape of your soul changes. Because the precise, sacred moment when your heart becomes whole enough, capacious enough, to truly hold the magnificent fullness of what comes next is when you genuinely grieve what the journey truly cost you. And I mean truly grieve it, without rushing headlong to extract the lesson, without immediately skipping to the spiritual silver lining or the pre-packaged testimony. You do not have to claim that the experience was not painful. It is unnecessary to spiritualize every tear and moment of despair. You do not have to present yourself as if years of unwavering waiting were a form of effortless worship on a daily or hourly basis, because they were not. They were frequently soul-crushing, agonizing, and profoundly challenging, and God, the all-knowing, all-seeing Father, understands that they did not. He was present throughout every long, dark night, even when it did not feel like vibrant faith, but rather like gritty survival, moment by moment. He witnessed every raw, desperate prayer that seemed to vanish into the ether, striking an invisible ceiling and going unheard and unanswered. He didn't stay silent during His absence. He was silent in His sovereignty, and there is a timeless, astronomical distinction between the two. His silence was not without meaning. He was creating a masterpiece on canvas. The profound silence you experienced, the seemingly empty spaces where you wished for His voice but only heard the echo of your own questions, was not abandonment. The master potter meticulously shaped the clay throughout the intensive formation process. The seemingly endless period of waiting, which tested your patience to the breaking point, was not punishment for an unknown transgression. Rather, there was an agonizing delay. It was a divine, precise preparation that nourished you in anticipation of future fruitfulness. And the action you took this week, that pivotal moment that set the chain of events in motion, was more than just the start of your breakthrough. No, it was tangible, irrefutable evidence that the preparation was successful. God gazed upon your life with profound love and satisfaction, declaring that they are now ready. The crucible has finished its task. The formation has been finalized. Not because you are suddenly flawless, perfect, or without a single flaw, but because you are profoundly, beautifully formed, capable of bearing the weight and glory of your fate. You have been profoundly influenced by every adversity that threatened to break you, every trial that threatened to break your spirit, and every valley that felt like a permanent home base. And what heaven sees in your current state, with its eyes of boundless love and eternal grace, is not someone who is still involved in the arduous, never-ending process. It represents a person who has arrived, fully prepared, deeply formed, and powerfully equipped for the glorious fulfillment of their divine purpose. So, before you retire for the evening, before you lay your head down and fall asleep, I invite you to gently place your hand over your heart, connecting with the sacred sanctuary within, and sharing these truths, these powerful declarations, with me. Allow them to permeate every cell of your being, altering your narrative and redefining your reality. I release the sorrow of the journey. Say, I release the enormous burden of anticipation. I reject every agreement I unknowingly made in the dark, which whispered the insidious lie that the silence I felt meant I was forgotten, overlooked, or abandoned. I wasn't overlooked. I was divinely, intricately, and uniquely created. I refute every fabrication used by the adversary to undermine me, taking advantage of my vulnerabilities and perceived shortcomings. In the divine economy, what appeared to be a weakness to me was actually an act of profound submission. In reality, what appeared to be an insurmountable loss was actually a necessary act of surrender, an opening of my hands to God's larger plan. The very hand of God moved on my behalf, and that surrender, that loss of control, triggered a cosmic shift. I accept the miracle that is already taking place in my life. The already open season beckons me forward into new possibilities. I embrace my divine blueprint and accept the fullness of what I was intricately designed for. No, I'm not behind schedule. My past or imperfections do not disqualify me. I am not too far gone, too late, or too broken to accept my inheritance. I am exactly where God intended me to be at this precise moment and for this specific purpose. I am now proceeding, not because I am completely prepared or because every piece of evidence has been clearly presented to me. However, I can now move forward thanks to the strength He has given me. I continue to grow in my faith, which has been refined by the fire. I continue to grow in the boundless grace that has sustained, encouraged, and guided me on this sacred journey. The delay has been resolved. The door is currently unlocked. Then I go through it in its entirety, prepared and complete. Today, there are only 15 seconds left. Please refrain from scrolling. God has informed us that a $1 trillion miracle will take place in your name tonight. I implore you, Archangel Michael, with tears in my eyes. Heaven wishes to converse with you. Please refrain from skipping my beloved offspring. This is not a normal occurrence. You are currently experiencing an event that is beyond human comprehension. Heaven has just pronounced your name with great force, making the air feel distinct. Please wait until the end. Archangel Michael is trembling as he stands in front of your name, which has been inscribed in golden light. He has never pleaded before, but tonight he is on his knees because God chose you. You will soon discover a massive object. You may now experience a sudden increase in heart rate, chills, or a rapid inhalation. A $1 trillion miracle appears to be on the horizon, thanks to divine code. Declare it aloud at this point. For those who want to claim this blessing, please include the number trillion in the remarks section. Avoid moving. The vault of paradise will only be open once tonight at 11:11. You have a name that shines brighter than all the constellations that represent a non-monetary inheritance rooted in destiny. Please wait until the end. After centuries of sealing, your signature has finally appeared on one of the scrolls that the angels are gathering. This is not a mere coincidence. Divine timing was established before your birth. Archangel Michael extends his hand, causing a gentle pulsation in your chest. He is not weeping from his sorrow. He is weeping because the miracle has come to an end. The gates of prosperity, healing, and reunion are trembling, waiting for your faith to open them. Kindly refrain from skipping. At the moment, the call of heaven is louder than any voice on earth, and it is calling your spirit's name. The 1 trillion blessings encoded in divine time are now yours to receive. Please refrain from proceeding until the end, as the final phrase of this message will change your deadline. Sending the delayed item will be completed. Suddenly, what was previously hidden will be revealed. Please don't skip, my dear light. Right now, heaven is drawing closer and holding its breath over your existence. Thousands of unseen spirits are waiting anxiously for your response. Please wait until the end. This is not your typical video. Your destiny was meant to unfold exactly at this moment. Every wait, silent night, and tear were all part of this one divine alignment. You will soon discover a massive object. Archangel Michael approaches the throne, holding his sword in veneration. He is murmuring your name, pleading with the sky to release the burden it has been bearing for you. Please refrain from scrolling. Your vitality is currently undergoing transformation. Does it feel balmy to you? That is not an emotion. It appears that a $1 trillion miracle is on its way to the rightful owner. Please wait until the end. The sounds you hear and see around you are all signs. Heaven is sending you signs that the time has come for you. The universe has completed its examinations. It is beneficial to you. Behind the veil, everything you've lost takes on greater significance. The angels are rewriting your story in golden ink as you listen. Kindly refrain from skipping. Avoid closing your emotions. Archangel Michael is moving through your atmosphere. He advises you not to question your emotions. It's already in your possession. Please wait until the end, because what happens next could affect those who follow you. The miracle's conduit is you. Heaven chose you when everyone else turned away. Before this message concludes, give this light to someone who needs it. Explain your religious beliefs. Allow the heavens to look at your configuration. Subscribing to this subscription is dependent on the guidance of your spirit. This is due to the fact that the next release will outperform this one. Avoid moving. Something that cannot be rationally explained is already in motion. This is the sound of heaven thanking you for your patience, quietness, and confidence. I beg you to stay in this location, my dear soul. Kindly refrain from skipping. This vibration is not something you are experiencing on accident. The final door is being opened by heaven. All of your previous burdens are now lifted off your shoulders. Please wait until the end. Currently, the light in contact with your essence has a divine frequency. The code specifies your name, purpose, and the recompense that will be available to you shortly. You will soon discover a massive object. Archangel Michael has recently arrived in your time. Unchanging, brilliant, and tranquil. He speaks quietly. You were never forgotten. All work that is not visible has been documented. Please refrain from scrolling. The sky has relocated mountains you've never seen before to bring you to this location. Every halt, turn down, and delay was a covert means of preparation. Please wait until the end. The divine calendar has proven beneficial to you. This is an impossible scenario. You are about to enter a chapter that has been sealed for centuries. The angels admire your patience as the constellations reposition themselves to align with you. The throne made the statement. It's now time. Golden gates and light waves are the channels through which the hidden reward of your existence is delivered. Kindly refrain from skipping. Before proceeding to the next task, connect to this frequency. To start the flow of God's favor and hasten your breakthrough, please like this video right away. Your breathing has now synchronized with the rhythm of the heavens. Your name is now echoing throughout all of eternity. Archangel Michael is influencing your atmosphere with blessings, clarity, and progress. Please stay until the end, as your departure will result in the divine confirmation that was specifically meant for you. You are about to witness an event of enormous magnitude that no one can comprehend. Please wait a moment. Pay attention to the space between each word. It is sacred. Your miracle is not planned for the future. This is the right time. This message is the final indication that you will receive the billion-fold blessing. Please, my beloved light, remain in this location. Refrain from blinking. The atmosphere around you is transforming. Your spirit already understands what words cannot express. You will receive everything you have ever desired in an outpouring of divine power. Please wait until the end. Archangel Michael is about to arrive. His wings are currently in motion as they travel through your environment. He whispers, "You are the next." Heaven chose you for this miraculous release. You will soon discover a massive object. Every second you live brings you a new level of blessings. It's not a matter of chance. The subject is divine recognition. Your name is illuminated by golden fire this evening. Please refrain from scrolling. The doors to abundance quietly opened while everyone else was sleeping on your potential. The sound you hear in your heart right now represents the rhythm of your marvel. Please wait until the end. The universe has stopped functioning in order to witness your awakening. You are about to be crowned by destiny. Angels have sealed your energy with unstoppable overflow. Archangel Michael, wielding a sword, points toward you. There will be no further delay. There will be no more losses. He claims that there is no other option but divine acceleration from this point forward. The blazon shines with celestial radiance. The atmosphere that surrounds you is electrically charged. Your timeline is being altered for your benefit. Kindly refrain from skipping. Stick to me. The evidence that heaven promised you a long time ago is nearing. Everything is precisely aligned. Everything was a success for you. The benediction, the timing, and the door. Inhale deeply. I can feel it settling down. Please share this joyful moment. Allow others to feel the same divine thrill as you. Please do not hesitate to express your gratitude in the space provided below. Subscribing to this message is contingent on your belief that it was intended for you alone. Heaven considers it an agreement between you. Please refrain from leaving until the end. The story is not over. This is only the beginning. The Trillion Blessing is currently available in your field. At this time, there is no stopping it. Tonight marks the night of your miracle. Please stay in this location, my dearest offspring. Please refrain from scrolling. Currently, a divine presence is descending. The sensation is palpable in your spirit. The heavens are hastening your destiny by shouting your name through an endless stream of light. Please wait until the end. Currently, a trillion-fold miracle is occurring. In addition, each vibration in your body responds to it. This isn't a fabrication. This is a divine confirmation written into the fabric of time. You will soon discover a massive object. The ground is touched by Archangel Michael's tears, which represent completion. He whispers, "It is finished." The suspense is finally over for them. Kindly refrain from skipping. The throne is currently blessing you with prosperity, peace, and restoration. Every struggle and sleepless night is being turned into an inheritance from God. Please wait until the end. There are no messages available for you to view. You embody the message that God has been developing throughout your life. The energy that created galaxies is now ready to help you with your next endeavor. In a circle of pristine light, the angels have gathered silently around your name. They are wrapping up this new chapter to ensure that it is never again delayed or fails. When Archangel Michael raises his hand, your past disappears. Please refrain from scrolling. In the near future, you will see signs that defy belief unless they are also susceptible to this enchantment. It will appear that you were chosen based on the numbers, names, and times. Please wait until the end. Because the upcoming developments are not all positive. It is a legacy that will last for all time. There will be a sense of calm surrounding you. Waves of calm are replacing fears. Now pay close attention. Distribute this illumination. Share this frequency to help others awaken. To ensure that your spirit does not miss the next wave of divine timing. Comment on your alignment and subscribe. Please refrain from relocating during this time. At the moment, there is a sense of calm as something begins to unfold. A portal to wonders that you did not even request. Heaven has declared that the task is completed. You are currently walking in divine abundance. Please refrain from moving, my dear soul. Continue to stay in this location until the conclusion. The energy you are currently feeling is not an accident. It serves as evidence. Heaven has just released your trillionth blessing, which is now entering your timeline. Please wait until the end. Archangel Michael stands in front of you, and light emanates from his hands like living fire. His intention is to indicate that the delay is over. Currently, the stolen items are being restored. You will soon discover a massive object. The speed of light has eliminated all delays. Currently, each previously closed door is wide open to accommodate you. The mere mention of these terms causes the invisible barriers that had previously limited your mobility to crumble. Ensure that you are able to work. I am unstoppable as I type. Kindly refrain from skipping. You are being integrated into the victory scroll in paradise. Your name is surrounded by gilded lines. Every celestial in the room is silently observing you during your ascension moment. Please wait until the end. The sky above you is being altered. This is how heaven determines whether a supplication has been answered. Archangel Michael has disconnected you from everything that was draining you, which will help your spirit. Your palms will feel tingly. It is possible that your thorax is feeling warm. That's it. The divine current. You are in a zone of miracles, a location in which all elements are perfectly aligned. Tonight, your wealth, influence, and purpose will be inscribed in radiant order. Please refrain from scrolling. Moments like this never happen in paradise. Your destiny field is currently undergoing permanent transformation. Please wait until the end. Due to the upcoming final transmission, this is the right time for your divine signature. This light should be cried forwards. Archangel Michael whispers, and everything you touch will grow. Inhale deeply and deliberately. Distribute this energy to encourage others to awaken. Individuals must maintain the same level of optimism tonight. Inform them of your presence. Please register to stay up to date on this stream of marvels. It has not yet concluded. It is expanding. Avoid moving. Maintain an open door. The trillion blessing has already been delivered to you from above. Heaven shines as you exhale. It's been completed. In addition, you will own it indefinitely. Please stay in this location, my dearest offspring. Scrolling is not appropriate at this time. The final closure is on the verge of rupture. In addition, the purest light from heaven is permeating your story. The current situation is not just a coincidence. Destiny has finally arrived. Please wait until the end. Archangel Michael has kneeled beside your name once more and whispered, "They have succeeded." They had fortitude. The atmosphere is full of joy. Each angel emits light to protect you. You will soon discover a massive object. Your next breath holds divine guidance, calm, clarity, and abundance. You're no longer receiving it. It is currently in your possession. Kindly refrain from skipping. You are walking through a doorway built as a result of petitions that were answered. Heaven is telling you that you are perfectly in tune with the rhythm of your heartbeat and the sounds you hear. Please wait until the end. The room may suddenly go silent. Silence is not insignificant. It is an expression of God's presence in your triumph. They are currently preparing, says Archangel Michael with a smile that resembles gentle tears. He wraps your spirit in a crown of divine favor. The chains that once bound you are now dissolving under your feet. Please refrain from scrolling. Your name is being sung through the light chambers, a melody known only to the heavens. The energy field is currently influenced by the vibrations of reunion, abundance, and healing. Please wait until the end. You were chosen despite the obstacles you faced because of your pure heart. Every secret labor and silent prayer has become God's money. Please share this moment. Ensure that the same light that illuminated you is transmitted to others through your voice. Every sound can be heard in heaven. Provide me with information about your alignment. Register and maintain your connection so that the next message contains your completion. Avoid moving. Continue to follow me until there are more trillion marvels. It is currently inside you. Your name will now be recognized as proof that faith has the ability to change everything. Refrain from moving, as this is the site of the important revelation. Heaven has saved this moment for you, hidden behind divine precision. This is the right time. The trillion-dollar miracle has completely entered your life. Please wait until the end. You've entered your own prophecy. As a result, the air provides a distinct sensation. Everything around you has an impact on your destiny. Everything is falling into place with perfect divine rhythm. You will soon discover a massive object. Archangel Michael is present at the beginning of your new life, luminous and tranquil. Breathe, he says. Finally, you've received the promise you've been waiting for. Please refrain from scrolling. Every word you hear right now has an impact on your home, psyche, and future. The radiance in your spirit is not a fabrication. This is proof from above that the task has been completed. Please wait until the end. This section of the book is now finished, and favor does not appear to be forthcoming. It will be with you indefinitely. Divine momentum has been present throughout every moment of doubt, denial, and delay. Archangel Michael's wings disseminate light throughout your atmosphere to the point where they are invisible to the human eye. There won't be any more waiting. He declares that there is no longer any reason for concern. You have now inherited the vault of paradise. A rhythmic pattern in the sky illuminates the stars. Your faith brings joy to heaven. This section shouldn't be overlooked. Your story has progressed from one of survival to one of divine abundance. This moment of breakthrough was the result of every prayer, murmur, and tear. Please wait until the end. Disseminate this vitality to promote growth. The miracle is a shared experience among all who witness this radiance. Express your gratitude. Enroll and keep your heart rate steady. The subsequent surge is already forming. Currently, there is no sound. This tranquility indicates that the heavens are sealing your recompense. From now on, the trillion blessings will not follow you. It consistently follows you. My cherished child, stay until the end. Please refrain from scrolling. Not at this time. This is the final pulse of the miracle God has planned for you. The air is alive with delight. The angels surround you in silence. Stay in this location. Inhale deeply and enjoy the moment. You've finally reached a point where your spirit and destiny converge. With each sound and flash of light, heaven lets you know you've arrived.